Hello, and today we got yet another interesting video idea. In this video we're going to be taking a look at 10 unexpected and crazy roller coaster moments. And I've really done my research and tried to find 10 of the best roller coaster moments. And these so-called unexpected roller coaster moments could be hidden secrets on roller coasters you can't really see, but on the other side it could also be roller coaster elements you can see, but these elements just hit you like crazy. So now let's see where the video takes us. So now please listen, this roller coaster has some spoilers that are hidden to the public, but if you don't want to know these, just scroll on. And the first unexpected roller coaster I'm talking about is Karnan's Drop Tower Lift Hill. And this incredible roller coaster element is located at Hansapark in Germany. And this mid-sized amusement park in Germany is actually home to the most ambitious and biggest Gerstlauer roller coaster out there. The manufacturer has really done everything to create an awesome roller coaster experience. And the park has really done everything to hide this big roller coaster secret. And this scary looking roller coaster is really known for having this huge tower. And in this very tall and pitch black tower you have a 240 feet tall vertical lift hill, and once you now reach the top of this tall lift hill, the train then drops and flies all the way back down. And Karnan really offers a crazy drop tower element on the vertical lift hill. And this 200 feet plus tall scary drop is also experienced with lap bars. And then you of course go up the lift hill again and fly down a twisted vertical drop out of the tower. And now the rest of the layout on Karnan is what you can see from the outside. And now we need to fly all the way over to Florida, where we have Revenge of the Mummy. And this very awesome and heavily themed indoor roller coaster attraction is actually located in Universal Orlando. And I know they have another ride in California and in Asia, but it's not the same. The other ones can't really be compared to Revenge of the Mummy in Florida. And I actually think that this indoor roller coaster features two very unexpected moments, but let's focus on the first one. After a heavily themed and long dark ride section, the coaster goes up into an inclined launch, and at the top of this launch you experience crazy ejector air time. And at the top of the crest, the roller coaster train dips aggressively down and turns to the right. And this strong element just creates a very aggressive moment with ejector air time and lateral g-forces. And while your bum shortly just flies, this roller coaster just rips you to the right. And yet another unexpected moment on Revenge of the Mummy is actually after the second dark ride section, where you have fire in the roof, and then the train yet again aggressively dips down and turns to the left. And this is yet another moment of strong airtime and lateral g-forces to the left. And now for the next unexpected roller coaster moment, we need to travel all the way back to Hansapark in Germany. And on the other side of the park we have yet another ambitious, dark and gritty roller coaster created by the German manufacturer called Gerstlauer. This roller coaster is called Flucht von Novgorod, and there are actually two surprising coaster elements here, but I think everyone knows the first surprising element on this roller coaster. After a dark ride section, the train then dips down and flies into one of the strongest electromagnetic launches in the world. The riders fly from 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 1.4 seconds. But after an awesome outdoor section, this roller coaster sadly hits the final brakes. But what you don't really know about this coaster is that when you slowly go inside yet again, this coaster goes into a vertical lift hill, and at the crest this roller coaster drops 97 degrees into a beyond vertical drop, and then in complete darkness you just fly through some intense elements before hitting the final brake run. And now we yet again need to take the plane all the way over the Atlantic Ocean to America, and this is where we need to talk about the scary looking Cannibal roller coaster located in the Lagoon amusement park. And Cannibal may look like Karnan at Hansapark because this one also features a tall tower, and inside this big tower you actually have an elevator lift hill that takes you to the top. And this is where the coaster goes down one of the scariest drops in the whole world. First of all, it's a beyond vertical drop 116 degrees steep, and second of all, this drop is actually 200 feet plus tall. But this first drop is actually not that unexpected moment I need to talk about. After the mid-course brake run, Cannibal actually goes into the so-called Lagoon roll, and this crazy looking Lagoon roll is actually a hang time filled double inversion. This crazy looking element actually consists of two hardline rolls, but you don't make it through more than 70% of the first hardline roll before turning the other way yet again. And for several seconds the riders can only hang on to their small lap bars. And now we're staying in America, traveling over to Virginia in King's Dominion, where we have the so-called Pantherian roller coaster. And the next moment I need to talk about is well known among roller coaster enthusiasts, but I've actually included this moment because the general public might not know this roller coaster element. And this is where we shortly need to talk about the very drawn out and low to the ground turn. This is actually known as the so-called grey out / blackout turn. And when this roller coaster actually opened as Intimidator, this turn was actually too crazy. So their first solution was to trim the first drop so the maximum speed was decreased. But then in the off season in 2010 to 11 they actually reprofiled the whole turn. So now to this day the ride runs at maximum speed, but the turn is reprofiled. And yet again we're staying in North America, but now we need to travel up to Sandusky in Ohio. And this is where we have Cedar Point, which is known for being among the best amusement parks in the whole world. And this amazing park really has one of the best roller coaster lineups in the whole world. And surprisingly we need to talk about the first full circuit hyper roller coaster in the world called Magnum XL-200. And this red looking monstrosity actually dates all the way back to 1989. And then people might think, what is this old rust pocket doing on the list? Well, I can tell you this, we need to talk about the infamous triangular shaped airtime hills in the end of this old roller coaster. And Magnum XL-200 really features several of these airtime moments. But the crest on these airtime hills is so sharp that it gives aggressive airtime. And the airtime on these triangular shaped airtime hills are so crazy and sharp that it is very painful. Many people don't like Magnum XL-200 because the ending is so painful. But many roller coaster enthusiasts like me actually like these moments because it is so crazy and intense. So I still consider this an awesome roller coaster even though I leave the coaster with some bruises. And now we need to travel down to Florida yet again. And Universal Orlando Resort is actually home to one of the best roller coasters on earth. And in the park called Islands of Adventure we have this awesome multi-launch roller coaster called VelociCoaster. And this amazing coaster is created by the Swiss manufacturer called Intimidator, who is known for creating record-breaking rides. And this attraction is overall an all-inclusive experience with immersive and world-class theming, and on top of that you have a crazy and world-class roller coaster layout. And VelociCoaster overall is known for having crazy elements, but there's one element that actually stands out, and this is the so-called Mosasaurus roll. And this is simply just a barrel roll inversion over the water, but this barrel roll inversion is actually taken with a speed of 50 miles per hour. So going through these inversions, the riders actually experience a crazy out of your seat moment. It really feels like the train aggressively flings you down in the water. And the Mosasaurus roll is known for being the best inversion on any coaster in the world. And now we need to travel all the way over west to California. And this is where we have Six Flags Magic Mountain. This park is really known for having some crazy roller coasters, and it actually has the most amount of coasters in the whole world with 20 total. But this is where we need to take a look at the flying roller coaster called Tatsu. And this roller coaster is home to the so-called pretzel loop. And well, you can clearly see that this bizarre looking inversion just looks like in German pretzel. But this is in fact one of the most intense roller coaster moments on earth. And actually many of these flying roller coasters made by the Swiss manufacturer B&M has these pretzel loops. But Tatsu is actually home to the biggest and baddest one of them all. And the roller coaster train simply just dives head first to the ground and then rises up again. And this just creates crazy amounts of G-forces for the riders. Some people could actually grey out on this moment. And now we fly yet again over the Atlantic Ocean and down to Belgium. And this is where we have a small park called Plopsaland Panne. But this small park is actually home to one of the craziest ride experiences on earth. This crazy looking ride is ironically known as Ride to Happiness, and it is part of the extreme spinning coaster model made by the German manufacturer called Mag Rides. And Ride to Happiness overall just features a crazy thrill coaster layer with inversions, launches and airtime moments. But the ride experience is taken up a notch because the trains are spinning, and the crazy and unexpected coaster moment we need to talk about is the double inverting dive loop. After a punchy second launch you just fly into this coaster element, and because of the spinning trains it just feels like you're in a car crash right here. It is very weird to describe this coaster moment, but it just feels like you get flung backwards. And please let me know in the comments if you can describe this double inverting dive loop better. And one last time we take the train and fly over the Atlantic Ocean yet again. And after landing in Orlando Airport we need to travel to Tampa, where we have Busch Gardens Tampa. And this amazing zoo/amusement park is home to the so-called Montu roller coaster. And Montu is really known for being one of the best inverted roller coasters made by the Swiss manufacturer B&M. And the B&M inverted coaster model is really known for pulling some strong G-forces, and Montu is the king of them all. And the most intense and surprising moment on Montu is actually the batwing inversion. And flying in and out of this crazy inversion is so intense. The pull and whip on this coaster element is just so crazy. For the most intense experience I recommend sitting in the back row for the strongest and most intense pull. So now we finally made it through all 10 unexpected coaster moments. And if you really like these kind of videos, please consider supporting the channel with a like, comment or subscription. And now at the end of the day I'm always gonna say bye bye.